the stuff that people, all the rumors and accusations about us murdering the kids and burying them on the property, this place has been searched thoroughly. The well has been checked, the septic tank, all the barns have been searched. My RV was searched 3 times. The trailer was searched. This whole place was searched. If they want to come back and search again, they're more than welcome.
For months, 146 days since 6-year-old Lilly Sullivan and her 4-year-old brother Jack vanished without a trace from their rural Nova Scotia home. 2 innocent children who simply disappeared. What happened on the morning of May 2nd, 2025, in the quiet community of Lansdowne Station has baffled investigators, devastated a family, and left a community searching for answers. Today, we're hearing from someone who was there that morning. Someone whose testimony could change everything we thought we knew about this case. Janie McKenzie, the children's step-grandmother, has broken her silence. And what she's revealing will haunt you. Before we begin, hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell. Every subscriber, every share, every voice in this community could be the one that finally brings Lilly and Jack home. Now, let's uncover the truth. Lansdowne Station. Population barely 200. The kind of place where neighbors know each other, where children play freely in backyards, where tragedy seems impossible. Gairloch Road cuts through this rural landscape like a quiet artery, dotted with modest homes and vast stretches of forest. On this property lived a blended family, Lilly and Jack Sullivan, along with their mother Jasmine Sullivan and stepfather Daniel Martell. Also on the property, Daniel's mother, Janie McKenzie, in her own trailer just yards away. May 2nd, 2025, a Thursday morning that began like countless others. The sun rose over the Nova Scotia countryside. Birds called from the dense woods surrounding the property. And in her trailer, Janie McKenzie was sleeping. Then, around 10 a.m., something woke her. Her dog was barking. This wasn't unusual. The dog always announced when Lilly and Jack were outside playing. Janie could hear their voices drifting through the morning air from the backyard swing set. Her bedroom was only steps away from where they played. But then silence. After that, I heard nothing, Janie would later tell investigators. Nothing. In a rural setting where sound carries, where children's laughter typically echoes across the property throughout the day, nothing. The next sound Janie heard was her son Daniel's voice, but this wasn't normal conversation. He was yelling, calling the children's names. Frantic, searching. By 10 a.m. that morning, Lilly Sullivan, age 6, and Jack Sullivan, age 4, had vanished. Not a trace, not a sound, as if they had simply been erased from existence. The RCMP received the call at approximately 10 a.m. Missing children, last seen in their own backyard. The initial assumption was logical. 2 young children had wandered into the vast wilderness surrounding their home. Search and rescue teams mobilized immediately. What followed was one of the most intensive search efforts in Nova Scotia history. Ground teams, canine units, air support, volunteers from across the province. They combed through dense forest, checked every abandoned building, followed every trail. For 5 days, hundreds of searchers refused to give up hope. They found nothing. No clothing, no footprints, no evidence that Lilly and Jack Sullivan had ever entered those woods. As the search scaled back, a different kind of investigation began. Court documents unsealed months later would reveal the staggering scope of the RCMP's probe into this disappearance. 54 people interviewed, bank records scrutinized, phone data analyzed, GPS tracking examined. The lives of everyone connected to Lilly and Jack were dissected with forensic precision. Jasmine Sullivan and Daniel Martell, the children's mother and stepfather, found themselves at the center of intense scrutiny. Their every movement in the days leading up to May 2nd was traced, documented, analyzed. Polygraph tests were administered. Janie McKenzie, Martell's mother, did a polygraph test on June 10th. Her physiology was not suitable for analysis and no opinion could be reached. The stress of having 2 children vanish from your property, it takes a toll that machines struggle to measure. But perhaps the most chilling discovery was yet to come. Investigators found a second piece of a pink blanket they say belonged to Lilly in the trash. A child's blanket, cut into pieces, discarded. Why would a piece of Lily's blanket end up in the garbage? Why was it cut? These questions haunted investigators and added a disturbing dimension to what many had hoped was simply a case of children lost in the wilderness. Nova Scotia RCMP said the public has submitted over 700 tips, which are continually evaluated and prioritized. 700 tips, each one representing someone's hope, someone's theory, someone's desperate desire to help bring these children home. But as weeks turned to months, hope began to fracture. Families divided by grief and suspicion. A community torn between wanting to believe and facing an increasingly dark reality. Belinda Gray, the paternal grandmother of Lilly and Jack Sullivan, says she doesn't believe the children are alive. Her heart, she said, tells her these babies are gone.
My heart tells me these babies are gone.
Two grandmothers, two different perspectives on the same tragedy. Belinda Gray, consumed by the belief that her grandchildren are dead. Janie McKenzie, clinging to hope they're still alive. Both carrying the weight of unanswered questions. For months, Janie McKenzie remained silent. The woman who was closest to the children when they disappeared. The last person, perhaps, to hear their voices. But in July 2025, 11 weeks after that terrible morning, she decided to speak. Janie McKenzie is sharing her side of the story in the hopes of bringing more clarity to what transpired the morning her grandchildren disappeared, and to help dispel the flurry of rumors that have been circulating online. The internet had become a breeding ground for speculation, wild theories, accusations, character assassinations. A family already shattered by loss was being torn apart by strangers who claimed to know the truth. But Janie's account painted a picture of an ordinary morning that became extraordinary only in its terrible conclusion. Janie McKenzie was asleep in her trailer when she awoke to the sound of her dog barking, a telltale sign her two young step-grandchildren were out playing on a swing set in the backyard. She said she heard Lilly and Jack Sullivan's voices. Her bedroom is only a few steps away. Think about that moment. A grandmother waking to the familiar sounds of children at play. The dog announcing their presence. Voices carrying on the morning air. Everything normal. Everything as it should be. After that, I heard nothing, said Mackenzie on the morning of May 2nd. Nothing. In rural Nova Scotia, sound travels. Children playing are never truly quiet. Their voices echo. Their footsteps crunch on gravel. Their laughter bounces off trees and buildings. But after that brief moment of hearing them by the swing set, absolute silence. The next thing she did hear was her son, Daniel Martell, yelling the children's names. From ordinary mourning to frantic search in minutes. The transition from normalcy to nightmare happened that quickly. What Janie couldn't have known at that moment was that she might have been the last person to hear Lilly and Jack Sullivan's voices. The last witness to their existence before they vanished completely. Newly unsealed court documents shed fresh light on the search for two Nova Scotia children and how police subsequently combed through bank records, phone data, and GPS information to track the movements of their mother and stepfather leading up to their disappearance. The investigation that followed would clear the parents of criminal involvement, but it couldn't answer the fundamental question: where are Lilly and Jack Sullivan? Belinda Gray, the children's paternal grandmother, says the Child Protection Service needs to lift the veil of secrecy around how the provincial government responded to concerns about the home life of Jack, 4, and Lily, 6. Questions about the system. Questions about the investigation. Questions that may never be answered. For months later, the information gathered thus far through the investigation, including the ground search and rescue efforts, has not identified new search areas. The trail has gone cold, but hope has not died. Somewhere out there, the truth about what happened to Lilly and Jack Sullivan on that May morning remains hidden. Whether they wandered into the vast wilderness and perished. Whether something more troubling occurred. Whether, against all odds, they're still alive and waiting to be found. Janie McKenzie's testimony gives us the last known moments of two innocent children. A grandmother's memory of voices in the morning air, followed by silence. It's not the answer families desperately seek, but it's a piece of the puzzle. The search for Lilly and Jack Sullivan continues. If you have any information about their disappearance, contact the Northeast Nova RCMP Major Crime Unit. Where are these children? The question that haunts a family, a community, and everyone who has heard their story. Every share of this video, every voice in the comments, every person who refuses to forget their names could make a difference. Subscribe to Crime Chronicles and hit that notification bell. Like this video if you believe these children deserve justice. And tell us in the comments, do you think the investigation is missing something? What questions do you want answered? Until next time, keep searching for the truth.